The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Tuesday, the 23rd day of April 2024. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical Walls, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy. I'm Jamal Hartman. He's Larry Marshall Jr. And my Palacio is going to be with us before, but she'll be with us also for the news break brought to you by People's Pharmacy. It's Tuesday, bro. How you feeling?
Sorry, I put one of your moves. I'm good. I have a quick story for you. You want it?
Oh yeah, sure.
I think I want the audience to take on this, right? So your boy's looking a little rough right now, right? And there's a story behind it. You know, I ran away.
Yeah, that's the gray hair, but go ahead.
Yeah, I ran away, and you know, you go away for a while as a guy, your hair grows back, and you don't know where to go.
Not all of us, but go ahead.
So I went looking in Toronto, and I found a barber shop, and this guy jacked my mustache right up. Really bad. So now I'm in the phase of where I have to let it grow back so it can be fixed properly. No, I know my regular barber's going to be like, "Wait, what has this?" You know,
Yeah.
like women, what do they do? Like, you know, because they feel like they could be away for a week and they just know what to do for her. Us is either we go back and we're looking grizzly after a week, or it's a struggle, bro. It's really a struggle. It's an untold struggle for me.
No, I tell you what, I did. I'm being more frugal these days, right? So what I did was I ran on Amazon and I ordered these stencils, what they call stencils for the mustache and the beard, and I just started doing myself because what I was tired of doing, because going to another barber, regardless of where you are, is basically cheating, right?
Yeah. Oh, they hate it.
Oh yeah, because when you go back to your regular barber, they don't like, well, why do you do this or what? Right? So I tend not to do that. So I got the stencils. Do you know he never questions when I do it myself, but he notices if somebody else did it. So I tell you, I wouldn't say ladies have it. Ladies are just used to it. Like Maya used an example 2 weeks ago. She says like she did her hair. Right here, I could just about comb my beard.
Yeah.
She's not braiding her own hair.
Yeah, it's a struggle. So yeah, I'm trying to get it to grow back out a little more before I get it sorted.
I get it. We have to take that, but it's like a woman who goes natural though. She remember they cut their hair very low so that it could grow out, and it's stages. So us fellas have to deal with it with when the barber gets it wrong on our facial hair. I think it's equal.
Yeah, it's an untold struggle, bro.
Yeah, I think it's equal. Suzanne Ingham, she says, awesome Tuesday to you, Jamel, Larry, and Maya, and an awesome Tuesday to you as well. And greetings, everyone. Thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today. We're going to be welcoming Dr. Jade Templer in his house from Solstice. We're discussing a different kind of therapy. We discussed therapy. We've had many professionals on this show over and over. So always interested to learn about a different kind of therapy, the tree of life. So make sure you stay tuned to this one and make sure you're sharing it, liking it, loving it. Make sure we get as many people to view and engage this as possible as we look to build a healthier community. Don't forget to subscribe on our website, thedailyhour.com. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. All right. So today we're going to do something a bit different. Well, Larry Suzanne says, Larry, your facial hair looks great from what I can see.
Bless your heart. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. Bless you, sis. Yeah, yeah. We feel you. We us men, we need compliments too. Kathy Rogers says the until struggle male
Until
version.
struggle. Go away for a week. It's like, what
Yeah.
are you gonna do with my haircut?
No, it's not easy. I mean, I've done it cut match. I just, it's not that I don't think people in Bermuda know what they're doing. It's just that nobody's going to do what that barber you go to all the time. When you sit on a barber's chair, you don't need to tell him what to do.
Yeah.
He knows. So that once you have to tell a barber what you're looking for, what you to do, you're not going to get what your regular barber does, and you're not going to be happy. It is a struggle for us. Trust me. But we're going to do something different this morning because yesterday the news was made public that our dear colleague, Maya Palacio, will be the social media and engagement coordinator for the Bermuda Olympics team over in Paris this year. And that makes me extremely happy because, I always say that many people only see what they see on screen, right? They don't get to see what goes on, the amount of work. Like, this isn't just putting a resume in. This is about being creative. To get a creative into creative spaces, you need to do creative things. And I know the hard work that Maya has put into this. Although she bothers me in Vegas, like, come on, you got to do this course, you got to do that. Can I sleep? But anyway, we're not going to get off on a tangent. I'm saying that to say that she really does work hard to get there. But I think this morning's conversation is really to engage the audience and share with the audience what Maya's going to be doing. But also, we want to ask the audience a question. What are you looking forward to seeing Maya cover at the Paris Olympics? Let me just put in context what this means. Bermuda is coming off the first Olympics where we actually had a gold medalist, right? We're going into an Olympics where at the last one we had a gold medalist. There's never ever been a time we can say that, right? So going into this, actually having someone specifically focused on keeping the Bermudian public engaged, well, let's give Maya the car horn. Yeah, that's what they used to do at cricket games, if they couldn't afford the air horn, or the car was hit, by a ball that was hit for six. Let's give her an applause. Right? Yeah. Let's drop a bomb for her. No, that's the air horn. That's not the bomb. This is the bomb. That's the bomb. And let's bring Maya Palacio into the conversation to just talk to her about what she's going to cover. And audience, again, what are you looking forward to seeing Maya cover at the Paris Olympics? Good morning, MP.
Good morning. Good morning.
Oh, your old smiles this morning.
Good morning.
I have all smiles, so it's a pretty good day.
Okay. You know what? I want to say that you said something, I think, on your story that you always wanted to be an athlete in the Olympics.
At like 13 or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and probably Larry Marshall Jr. probably ruined your dream as your coach or something. But
Yeah, kick that out of me real quick.
Yeah, probably too rough. I'm joking, folks. But in saying that, you still found a way to make your dream come true and be involved somehow, some way. And it reminded me of something someone said many years ago in Bermuda as it relates to coaching and refereeing. Bermuda's so small, you may never play in a World Cup. But as a referee, as a coach, as a medic, as a social media coordinator, as a journalist, you may still be able to experience it in a professional setting. What does this mean personally, like for you? Like not just professionally, but you had personal goals. What does it mean for you?
I just feel like I'm sitting in the hot spot right now. I feel overwhelmed in like just goodness and joy right now because this is something that I have been wanting for a long time. I remember actually writing, I think this was during the pandemic, and I was writing like, hey, 5-year plans, your goals. And I'm a very like realistic, unrealistic person. So I like to aim really, really high and just see where it lands me. And so, I had Paris 2024 Olympics like on my goals for my 5-year plan. I didn't know how. I knew I was like getting into my world of journalism. I was like, it'd be wicked if I could be out there and like be a sports reporter. Like that'll be the dream. Like, since I couldn't be able to like be an Olympian for field hockey, but like I was like, yeah, that's probably not gonna happen. But the dreams are still there for that too. Just still competing with Bermuda, but I was like, that would be an amazing opportunity to reach that. And I remember telling my mama that goal and that dream, and she was just like, "You could do it, Maya. You could do anything." I'm just like, "Oh, you're such an unrealistic person, just like me." But like, but here we are right now, and like when this opportunity came, and I like applied for it, and just kept speaking life into it. I was just like, "It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen for you because you've been doing the work, you've been putting in the work, you've been talking to the athletes, you've been excelling at all your like videography and stuff, coming out here and investing in yourself in Toronto, like." You've been putting in that work, Maya. So like, you got this, you got this, you got this. Just all that speaking into existence type stuff. So it's been unreal right now.
You know what's interesting is I remember when we first met. I'm like, she ain't no damn journalist. She ain't a reporter. She's bigger than that. Like you teach yourself different things. You learn different things. You're big on content. I must refer to you as something at the road show, and I'm just like, nah, she ain't a news journalist. She's not a news girl. You're, and I don't want to say jack of all trades because I think that's almost offensive.
Like
because
a personality. It's like
you're good at these things, and I want people to understand, though, and I don't know how to get them to, because what we share is obviously private, and you probably can't share a lot of stuff publicly, but I really want people to understand what goes on behind the scenes, like to really understand what goes into preparing just to apply, not even to get something, but to apply for these things and to make sure that you're the person chosen. Because I want to put in context, even if she won't. This isn't like, somebody walking through the door and saying, "Can I do this?" You're up against media entities that have existed for, double her lifetime. This is, I want people to really, really understand that. So my hope is that other people are inspired to really say, you know what, man, Maya created this path. She found a way, and because of even those who came before her, she found a way to build on that. Who was thinking to do. Let's be honest, this position probably wouldn't have been available to Olympics ago, right?
To what?
2 Olympics ago, we weren't talking about a social.
Yeah, no, definitely not. That's also makes it very like exciting as well, that this is sort of a new position. The NOC and myself are still like, going through the roles of, what to cover here and who's going to do this, who's going to do that, who's going to be assisting me, everything like that, because it's still brand new, and it just goes into the world of like, elevating different careers. Like things don't necessarily always just fade away and go away. Like we talk about like jobs being taken over, yada, yada. There are new positions being open as well, and new thought provoking things to, look into and try to, get involved in. So like kudos also to NOC for like producing this sort of program,
What's the NOC stand for again?
TIE, Bermuda Olympic Association, National
Olympic Committee or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and quick question to Larry before we go any further. Like, obviously, social media has come a long way. We always see the negatives in it. This is a positive to me. As an athlete, what does this mean for the athlete? Having someone that's going to cover them, and give them that additional exposure and keep them engaged and connected to the community, because we didn't have this before. I mean, there were times where you only got the Olympics on NBC, like in spurts, like different parts. Now you have so many different channels, streaming and so on. But what does a position like Maya's mean for an athlete to really connect to the community from your perspective, Larry?
Oh, it's huge, because as an athlete, sometimes you have to focus on what you have to do, but you want you want the recognition, and I can recall sometimes my accomplishments would get thrown in on a little two-liner back in the day, in the various other news outlets, and it was just like, okay, I did more than that, but okay. So to have someone who, one, was a former athlete and engages with the athlete is very important, because that at some point, bad, good, bad, ugly, however you want to say it, that you will be covered and treated fairly, versus maybe a little mention. And sometimes it's just about the experience, and people that can connect to you make it that much better.
Yeah, I want to add to what Maya said too, because I've said it on this show many times. When Dr. Steve Perry came to Bermuda in 2009, he kept saying, he's an educator. He's been featured on CNN. He started a school, I believe in New York or Connecticut, but He said that we back then that we should be preparing students for things that don't yet exist. And if you listen to what Maya just said, you know, she was preparing for something that did not exist. Like her work is all about preparing, you know, for something that whether it existed or not, she had her mind set on doing it, you know. So I hope there's lessons and takeaways from that, you know, we're quick to send our children away to school or into trades, but what about those things? What are we thinking about? What does not exist that they can find somebody to succeed in? Again, it's a fast moving world, it's evolving. But let's go to the comments. Audience, let us know, what are you looking forward to seeing Maya cover in Paris Olympics? And we've got some clapping hands here, Maya, so I think that's a congratulations to you from Tanya Cheeseman and WKD Lamas as well done, Maya. Charles H. Jeffs II says TDH is going to the Paris Olympics. Congratulations, Maya. Suzanne Painter, yes, go Maya, go Maya. And Kathy Rogers, well done, Maya. Congratulations, as well as Teresa and Marie. Fantastic, Maya. Suzanne Ingham says Maya can cover whatever she likes. I'm just excited to know she'll be covering. Excited for you, Maya. It's just so awesome. With a time difference, does that mean you're not going to be on a daily hour for a couple of weeks?
We will talk about that.
Oh, okay. All right,
Yeah,
sorry.
5 hours ahead, right? Before I was ahead of Bermuda.
Might be at an event.
This is true, but you know, I'll still get something into you guys, or we'll figure out what's allowed. Like again, there's still early phases, everyone, but we'll figure it out.
There's private conversations I'll talking about, you know. Yeah. Jackie E says, congrats, Maya, big time. Michelle White says, well, congratulations, Maya. Will she be a one-woman show taking video? Also, being able to keep up to date with Bermuda's performance is awesome. Well, I think you just mentioned you'll be a team of people.
Well, it will be okay. So what I can say right now is I'll definitely be the only one really creating these videos and having that one-on-one with our athletes. So it will be a lot that I have to take on, but I will have assistants. Like, you know, like I will have the chief side, I will have the chef, I will have the president there. Someone will be back here on island, like helping to facilitate different things. But yeah, for the most part, the videography that you're gonna see or the content. That will be like visual content will most likely be all me. I will help obviously with press releases and, you know, trying to connect with different outlets with our athletes, but there's a lot to be mentioned, a lot to be done. So, but yeah, that will be me.
And this is true, Maya. Charles H. Jeffs II says Paris is a long way from those pandemic press conferences.
Look, now I'm gonna interject real fast. That is when Media Maya came on my radar. The pandemic press conferences, I knew you kind of was doing it, but the way how it was done different and laid out and stuff, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna follow my wife. Oh no, I'm following. Oh no, what Media Maya saying? That was always in my house, right? And it was just something different. And I think, you know, sometimes we get caught in this is what it's supposed to be. This is what it's supposed to look like. And I think what when you announced this on the show that people can apply, I was like, come on, Maya, it's a no-brainer because you go outside of the box. You have done these different things. You're the well, not the first one. You one on my radar that I kind of see that, you know, technology does this, the video did this, and I was like, it's a no-brainer. So I'm pleased that you got that. You put the hard work in, but I went back to those pandemic press conferences because I was like, okay, you saw it way back then.
If we're honest, I mean, I think that's when she became a household name and people were introduced to her on a bigger scale.
Yeah.
I must be honest. I think I reached out to her that year, and you know, she rejected me. As she, you know, I'm used to it. It's what happens.
Any woman to reject it.
Yeah, it's what happens. You know, but no, I can say I'm so happy that to work with you. I really appreciate what you put in. I don't know how you do it. I always say this, like my only comparison is, you know, Teo of Oat. I've never seen two people with the work ethic that you guys have, and you're literally the same ages. I think the rewards are just, Maya. The rewards are just. I think one day there will be a story told of what you do behind the scenes, and I think the appreciation for what you achieve and what you accomplish will go that much higher. I love to work because I want the rewards, right? I don't want to one day wake up and have nothing. So for me to be there, I know I need to work. But you know, there are people who work, and then there are people who work. And I think nothing's being given to you. Let's be clear, nothing's being given to you. Yeah. Everything that's happening for you is because of your attitude, your work ethic. And my only advice to you, if any, and I don't like to give it, just stay humble and keep growing and give the people what they want. I think this sums you up to Lydia Simmons says multi-talented. I don't think you settled in being a journalist. I don't think I've told you from jump. I think you're more than a journalist. Don't put yourself in that box. I think there are so many people doing incredible things. I think you've changed things. I'm going to give props to Trevor, TNN. Trevor did something very different. He took Facebook and made it a place where, you know what, something goes on, come here. If that's your kind of news, people gravitated towards it. You took Instagram and social media and you said, I'm going to bring you some exclusives. I want people to understand some of the in-depth stories you've done. The story that got me was it was something about birth control you did years ago. That was the one that got me. It wasn't the pandemic. That was the story that said, damn, she ain't no pandemic press conference person. She's someone who actually likes to research and bring people's stories and some depth. And folks, if you don't know what I'm talking about, trust me, Maya will send it. Before we go on, though, you've got the news breaking, obviously that. So Maya, we all attended, partners and Maya, we attended the broadcasting convention last week, and last night everyone was tired, and we got a lot of ideas. And Maya is a very fast person. She's like, well, let's do this. I'm like, damn, already. Long story short, because of Maya, and in conjunction with the Bermuda Tourism Authority, we're going to be giving away some tickets. We could start today, but you want to start today, Maya? It's up to you.
Don't put the pressure on me for that. We'll start tomorrow.
Start tomorrow. So what you're going to be doing is we have a QR code. That QR code is going to be on the screen, and we're going to choose a winner every day. Because you all don't listen to us. You don't go on the website and you don't put your email. You don't subscribe. So we're going to make it very easy for you going forward. We're just going to put the QR code. The QR code is going to look as simple as this. That right there. That QR code, you're going to scan it. You can do it right now, but you're not getting rewarded till tomorrow. That QR code is going to be on the screen. You hit that QR code and you just subscribe. Someone every day from Wednesday through Friday will get a ticket to attend the USATF. And we're going to say that's courtesy of Maya and the BTA, and for your kind words and saying to Maya, any final words you want to say to the audience as far as what they can expect with the Paris Olympics? Are we going to be doing anything leading up to that?
Yeah, I will already be on board. You should actually see some posts going out today, actually, and some press releases too. What you should expect is some personalized content from our athletes that are going to be out there, and also some personalized content for our hopefuls, or our Olympic hopefuls that hope to be out there too as we lead up to it. We have about till mid-June when I come back home, which is tomorrow, which is crazy to think, but I will be back in Bermuda, and I hope to really hit the ground running and continue to do more content. What I really want to showcase is our athletes in the highest light they could be shown. I want to be able to speak to them individually and get to know what they want out there for themselves too. Because as an athlete back in the day, I used to always want content of myself, videos of myself, things like that I can show to different people, sponsors, whatever. You want that sort of thing, and you need it in this age. So I want to be able to give that to our athletes and make them feel proud about the work that I produce for them and for the Bermuda Olympic Association to help them grow, and people to show light on them and all the work that they do for our athletes behind the scenes and trying to get funding and trying to uplift them and help them in their journey as well. So, just trying to get Bermuda to follow the Olympic Association and also follow our athletes at the Olympics, because it's a huge deal. And I'm grateful to actually take on this task.
Indeed. Go to the final comments before we get the news break. Michelle White says, yes, speaking into existence. We went through that. Renee Simmons said, awesome, Maya, congratulations. We know we will get excellent coverage. No, Maya will be there in Paris. Dawn Santucci Hold It says, congratulations, my heart. You are awesome. God has you. Tamara Richardson, congratulations, Maya. I'm so proud of you. That work ethic will continue to open doors, and enjoy the journey, Maya, says Angeline Butler. Congratulations, Palacio, says Ebony Swan. Mayola Jones says, congrats, Maya. And Michelle White says, no pressure, Maya. Just do you. I'm excited for you in Bermuda. Don't forget to wear your flag. Charles B. Shepherd II says, the evolution of modern media in Bermuda, IMO. which is, in my opinion, RG, ZFB, ZBM, Burners, TNM Media, Maya, indeed. Congratulations to Trevor and Trotty. And Burmy Girl says, will this include the Paralympics?
Unfortunately, no, I don't have word that I'll be like assisting there, but I just know I have the Paris 2024 Olympics with our other Olympians. But I'll keep word on that and ask about it. This is just first steps. So, looking forward to more.
Indeed. All right. Well, I guess we still have to play the intro. We've got sponsors for that. And we'll get into the news break. Don't forget, we've got our guest, Dr. Jade Templer, coming up. Very important conversation about, different kind of therapy. And we all know therapy is extremely needed in our community. Stick with us.
Okay, good morning, everyone. This is your Daily Hour News Break brought to you by the great people at People's Pharmacy. So starting out your news break this morning, measles outbreaks continues to grow globally. The CDC reported that in March of 2024 on the 21st, a total of 64 cases were reported by 17 states, and the UK has had over 346 cases since October of 2023, with 120 positive cases since January of 2024. Now, the Minister of Health, Kim Wilson, says that the aim for Vaccination Week in Bermuda will focus on MMR and HPV vaccinations, saying, quote, our aim during the vaccination week is to encourage more people to get vaccinated so we can reduce diseases that vaccines can prevent from spreading in our community. Now, here's a little word from the minister herself.
Everyone between the ages of 9 and 45 can receive protection against HPV-related cancers. The HPV vaccine can shield against genital warts and several types of cancers. The MMR vaccine is vital for protecting against measles, mumps, and rubella. Measles, being very highly contagious, can cause high fever, respiratory problems, and severe complications like pneumonia, meningitis, blindness, and seizures. The recent resurgence of measles in many parts of the world, including the Americas and Europe, has increased the high risk of measles importation and transmission to our islands. Measles is extremely serious, especially in children under the age of 5 years of age. Measles can cause health problems, including pneumonia, blindness, and inflammation of the brain.
Yeah, so an update on that, just to be wary.
Yeah, for sure. My mother got me my shots when I was a child. I didn't really have a say.
As they always say, just talk to your doctor about it. Obviously, parents, speak to your doctor on that institution. So the Department of Planning would like to remind the public that the deadline for submitting any comments on the draft City of Hamilton plan is fastly approaching. You have until April the 26th to put in a word there. They say those who have yet to share their thoughts are encouraged to view the documents on planning.gov.bm. So that's a quick notice for anyone there who is very interested in the draft City of Hamilton plan to, get your say and also probably read what other people also have to say about it. Now, in other news, building bridges. So episode 3 for building bridges, and you'll recall that this is something that government is putting out as like a TV series on education reform and getting people to kind of understand it. Well, episode 3 had to do with teacher empowerment and the first goals of, what they plan to do with the teachers inside this reform or different things they're trying to establish. So speaking was Mr. LeVar Bassett of the Education Reform Unit as the leader for partners working with the community. So attaching the schools to people within the community who can help them grow. And he spoke about a first time ever initiative that's actually going to be popping up. So here's a short clip.
Talk about the key benefits of collaborating between our private enterprises with our education reform and our education sector.
So prior to education reform, we made many contacts, expanded on contacts that already existed within the system. But because we're shifting from a system of schools to a school system, we're now finding the opportunity to more cohesively and systematically structure opportunities for students so there's more fidelity and equity. And so that was lacking in the previous school system. Mm-hmm. So for instance, for our viewers, if you're a great dance teacher at Cedar Bridge and you retire, die, or move overseas to the United States, all your great connections within that field that you brought into the school arena leave when you leave. Mm-hmm. Or if I'm your connect in that same industry and I leave my post, then those opportunities are not as at your disposal as they could be. So what we want to do, we want to put the right points of contact in place. And so what allows that to happen is the memorandum of understanding, something we've never had in education, which allows some better forms of synergy.
Okay.
You know, I appreciate what he said, but as I look at these series, it's almost like, you know how they say if you're a civil servant or you work for government, you can't speak out against them, right? That's what they say. I completely disagree with that. Yeah. But I find it interesting that it's okay to speak out for them. And I wonder how many of these folks are actually really on board.
But are they? They're not speaking out for the government. They're speaking out for education reform.
Yeah, this is government, though.
Yeah, but I think it's a difference.
It should be a difference. But my point is everything that's at the forefront of education is politically expedient right now. And that's my concern.
I don't think the educators are making it politically expedient. The politicians, yes. But the educators are kind of promoting the education portion, right? I didn't get anything political just now.
No, but it will be used politically is my point.
By the politicians.
Right. So I guess what I'm saying is it all seems political because it's government that will be using this as step to
I can see where you're going with that.
I'm saying, like, it's almost like I take what he's saying and I have nothing wrong with what he's saying. I don't trust that this is being done without the political aspect of it in mind. Again, you just said the minister in there. That's what got me thinking about it.
Yeah, and that's the problem. It's too much visibility, I think, by the political figures. And if the experts are the educators, then let them be the forefront people and do what they have to do. But again, as we know with our current government, it seems like it has to be, hey, this is what we're doing. They're out front. They're out doing this. And I think that's an issue.
Maybe I'm being petty, Larry, but there was no need for the minister to actually be shown right there. There's no need for him to be a part of the conversation. There's no need for the government to actually have any statements regarding this. It should be all on the educators communicating and engaging with the community. That's my personal opinion. I don't have any children in that system. I don't know anything, but
I agree.
Oh, thank you for the dialogue there, gentlemen. And I will have a more comprehensive report after the final episode goes out for the show to get you guys to go through every single little piece there of what's going on within the series. And it is, yes, a government series that's being out. Now, in other news, animal wardens complete ACCA training. So this has to do saying that the public will be aware of a significant increase in dog-related incidents in Bermuda over the period between 2021 and 2023. The animal control section has recorded the following: a doubling in number of complaints, which result in the collection of one or more animals, a tripling in the number of live animal collection, near doubling of the percentage of the animals euthanized, a doubling in number of reports, incidents involving biting or injury to a person, and more than doubling in number of reports, incidents involving biting another animal as well. So these incidents heighten the need for more formal and practical training for the animal control sector's 4-person team to better manage the increased number of the variety of incidents they experience on the job. The training had to come from real life experiences that would broaden the officer's perspectives, which being coined, correct, and acceptable for use in Bermuda.
Good stuff.
Definitely something to look out for. And closing up with your news this morning, there were over 300 people who attended the opening of the 2024 Bermuda Biennial, which is entitled Places, Presence, and Poetics, and Unpacking at the Bermuda National Gallery, which happened on April the 12th. Now, the exhibition, which is sponsored by Bacardi Limited, was juried by Chicago-based artist Ebony G. Patterson and New York City-based arts fair organizer Helen Toomer. An open call to Bermudan artists and those residents on the island. The biennial had been at the core of the contemporary art scene in Bermuda since its inception in 1994. Now, this year's exhibition brings together 32 artworks by 25 artists, 10 of whom are exhibiting in Bermuda Biennial for the very first time. So the 2024 Bermuda Biennial is on display right now at the the Bermuda National Gallery through to January. And admission is free for you to go in and drop in to see all the art on display. And it's open Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Saturday, 10 to 2 p.m. for those who want to go and capture and look at some art.
Yeah, as I've gotten to just appreciate art. depth of it and what goes into it. So maybe I can check that out. I don't know, Maya, you got my schedule full. I don't know if I've got much time to do anything. We're doing fun stuff in Bermuda. Well, the stuff she included me on. How's the weather looking?
The weather, unfortunately, from some really great days that we had, is looking kind of cloudy, some showers, and a possible chance of thunder this afternoon too. So please, 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 if you're on a bike, please cover up. Please duck off into a bus, canal, whatever that you can when it happens. So, Marshall, you can look outside your window now for me, but it might be looking okay now, but apparently it's supposed to be really not so great in the afternoon. So just be mindful. Yeah,
All right.
Hours.
What we got for days of the year?
All right, today we have World Book Day, Spanish Language Day, World Table Tennis Day, and nationally in the US, National English Muffin Day, and National Email Day. A lot of interesting days today, huh?
Yeah, I'm good for book or email.
All right. So, book. We've asked this question before. Let's ask it again. What's your favorite book if you were asked right now today, audience? What's your favorite book? What book? No, you know what? What book has helped change your life? What book has helped change your life? I got one. It's right here. This book changed my life, honestly. If you've never read this here, The Power of Discipline, this book is a very short book, about 130 pages. This book legit will it'll make you look so deep within yourself to realize that everything going on in your life is because of a decision that you did or didn't make. I would encourage anyone to read that book, The Power of Discipline. But that, I would say, audience, let us know what book helped change your life. What inspired you? What empowered you?
I would say it's not my favorite book, but what helped change me. I read Steve Prefontaine's autobiography when I was a teenager. He was a former distance runner in the US and died in a car accident in the peak of his prime. It just helped me to look at running in a different way and kind of inspired me.
Okay. Anything, Mike? You read so many dang books.
Honestly, I read more press releases and news than anything else nowadays. But I have to say, back in university, I think it had to be a bunch of the philosophers' books that we read, and I'm in between actually either Rousseau or W. Du Bois as well. Like the story of Black folks, the shade of Black, like that one actually hit me hard and made me think. Every single time something happens in my life that I see or perceive to be like, oh, that's racist or that can like, whatever, I always go back to the thoughts and the thinking of in that book that like helped me to kind of not rationalize it, but understand like where it might be coming from in a sense, even when it comes to my own people and things that they might say. So I'm just like, all right, interesting.
All right. See what the audience has got. Rosalind Famous says The Four Agreements.
Thanks.
Mark C. Phillips says The Five Love Languages, The Secret to Love That Lasts by Gary Chapman. Aisha Townsend says 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez, one of the most beautiful pieces of fiction ever written. And Lydia Simmons says The Power of Positive Thinking. All right, some good books, folks. There's a lot of books that can change your lives. I'd encourage everyone, just pick up a book every now and then. Maya, thank you so much again. Congratulations, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, guys. See you soon.
Maya Palacio, folks. Do not go anywhere. If you've appreciated the conversation so far this morning, the Daily Hour News Break, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. We're a bit behind time, but we'll make up that time with our guest, Dr. Jade Templer, coming up in about 2 minutes, 24 seconds. Stick with us.
Let's face it, life can be a little wild, but shopping doesn't have to be. I choose People's, so that whether it's a prescription that needs to be filled, a toy for my little terror, or a gift for a new addition to the family, we'll see about that. Everything's available in one convenient location. Some call it People's, I call it my one-stop shop in the city. People's, we're here for you.
Welcome to the new bulk store, Lindo's Next Level. Wake up in the morning with enough coffee to keep you running throughout the entire day. Your pet at home deserves the best. Stock up on dog food to keep your puppy happy. Need a quick tasty lunch at home? Your chicken nuggets will be jumping right out of the freezer. What's a movie night without popcorn? You can never have too much. Lindo's Next Level. Why go anyplace else?
It took 14 days to build your business plan, 6 months to build the courage to leave your day job, 3 weeks to find the perfect location. It took 10 days to outfit your space just right. And 1 day before your first client walked in the door. All totaled, it took you a full year to get your business operational. And this is just the beginning. To the entrepreneurs, the risk takers, the people that shape our economic community, we salute you and are here for you every step of the way. BEDC, providing knowledgeable, progressive, professional, and innovative support to Bermuda businesses.
Noah's Ark, the largest and most trusted pet supply store for almost 30 years. Not only have you watched us grow, but we've grown together, keeping the needs of your pets first, offering advice and giving back to the community. Shop online, choose delivery, or visit us in Devonshire. And with the Egg Show in view, we will continue our yearly support and help you find everything you need for one of Bermuda's most favorite community events. See you soon.
Alrighty, welcome back to the Big Show, Larry Marshall Jr. I am Jamel Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medicals, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy. Do not forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Without further ado, let's bring our guest for the day. We've got Dr. Jade Templer on from Solstice. We're going to be discussing the Tree of Life, a different kind of therapy. Let's give her a warm TDH welcome. Greetings, how are you?
I'm great, thanks. I'm really excited to be here with you guys today.
Thank you. Well, I must ask, jump right into it, and apologies about our tardiness, but we'll make up that time. But I must ask, we just asked the audience, what's a book that helped change their life? Is there a book out there that helped change your life?
Oh, that's a really good question. So many. I quite like a mixture of sort of more thinking philosophically wise, but also I quite like fantasy, just to sort of have a bit of a break from reality. And I really like Margaret Atwood books because of that. I think she touches both.
Okay. Well, you know what? We all have our taste. And I think it's interesting because we actually live in a time where you can go in any room and find a majority of people who just don't read. So just having people who still read actual books is a great thing. Well, first of all, thank you for doing this. Thanks for coming on. It is early to many people. For those who don't know, just tell us a bit about your background and what it is that you do before we jump directly into the conversation.
Thanks for having me. Sure. So my name is Dr. Jade Templer, and I'm one of the senior clinical and liberation psychologists at Solstice. So one of my passions is working with people across the spectrum in terms of young people, adults, families, and the community. I am really, really interested in empowerment-based models and the idea that mental health is something that we all face, and therefore we need to come together as a community to help find solutions to that. And some of that might be about rising up from the injustices that we sometimes face in our lives.
Indeed. Thank you for that. And, I was reading and I absolutely enjoyed reading what we're here to discuss today. So for those who don't know, just explain the Tree of Life therapy. What is the Tree of Life therapy?
Sure. Well, I'm really excited to say it's a different kind of therapy that was born actually from a Zimbabwean psychologist who works out in Southern Africa called Nkanzelo Ncube, and a partnership with David Dembra, who brings these narrative therapy approaches. And the reason that's really important is because sometimes we can be a little bit bombarded by lots of kind of more white Western psychology approaches. But this one is really different because it's got some of that African folklore and tradition embedded within it. And the focus of it is this idea of starting from a position of strength. And so this is the reason that we're bringing this to Bermuda now, because we believe that sometimes people have a bit of a stigma maybe around mental health and even therapy, and the idea that It can be a bit frightening, or it can be all about negativity, and can sometimes even make us feel worse. But actually, that's not the case. There's so many different kinds of therapies that are really strengthening, and this is one. So the focus is starting from working out how we can retell our stories of strength from a position of power, so that then we can face some of those challenges in our lives from a really different position.
Okay, so can we expand a bit more and tell us how does this tree of life therapy differ from other forms of therapy?
Sure. Well, it's really creative therapy, which I really love. So it also brings in this idea of the creative arts. So you actually draw out a tree, and you don't have to be a good drawer or anything artistic in order to do this. It's much more about the metaphor, and it's much more about the process you go through of thinking with yourself about your strengths. So you literally draw out a big tree, and the different 7 elements represent 7 parts of your life story. So from the roots, which represent our roots, our history, our heritage, key songs or dances or people who've helped shape who we are today, to the trunk, which represents our strengths and abilities, up to the branches, which represent our hopes for the future. And we also think about gifts and important people in our lives as well. So it's a really lovely approach that you sit down, draw, do your own story, and then you bring them all together to make what we call a forest of life. So we kind of join everybody's trees together, which is why it's such a lovely community approach. And we notice each other's strengths, and we give each other gifts in terms of positive messages that we want to share, and notice what connects us as well as what maybe is different, before kind of thinking about what might be some of the storms we face, just like the weather today, so that we can kind of weather those together.
Yeah, it's interesting. As you said that, I just visualized my stick drawing tree and the process, right?
Yeah.
But what are some
They could
of the
be sticks.
yeah,
It doesn't
as long
matter.
as it
Yeah.
doesn't break. Okay, so what are some of the benefits of this approach?
So we're really excited because we've actually you can do this approach in many formats. So you can do it in individual therapy, group, or community. And we're really excited that a year ago, we had a wonderful partnership with Masterworks Museum that was supported by Centennial Foundation to do this as a community intervention. And we had really great outcomes. So people let us know that they felt more empowered afterwards, that their experience of their positive mood went up, and they felt a lot better after. We've had people saying they really felt they got to know themselves and each other in a different way, and really got to know their strengths, because it's not often that we spend a couple of hours just thinking about how wonderful we are and all the things that are great about us. So it's really, really important to do that. We've had lovely quotes from people from last year as well, which were saying things like, it was amazing to meet people I wouldn't normally spend time with. So again, the idea of us doing it in this community intervention this month for free is that we will come together with all sorts of walks of life. And that was really powerful, because often we've got stories about different people in society that we think are a certain way. And actually that really debunks some of those myths. People have said that they often don't take the time to do that. And so that was really powerful. And that helping, sharing some of these ideas help people to see the good in themselves, which they hadn't always thought of, and help them build better communication and better relationships within themselves, but also with their community and the people just in that small group as well.
Okay, so you kind of touched on this earlier, but I want you to speak at it from a community aspect. But how has this approach helped?
So one of the reasons I think that I wanted to bring this approach to Bermuda, and I believe this is the first time we've been doing this, is to reduce stigma around mental health. And I think that's really important, because again, we've got lots of ideas about what that looks like or where people need to go. And actually mental health affects all of us. So I think that's a real community intervention, to be able to have a conversation about mental health, have it be something where we talk about how we all have difficult moments in life at times. And actually it's okay to sort of come together and mention that, but also to start off with strength, so that we don't feel so vulnerable to dive into the really deep, difficult stuff. So that's a really important aspect. And this idea of bringing different people from totally different walks of life is super important. Last year we had 8-year-olds all the way up to 78-year-olds participating in this community intervention, which was amazing. And we had people from all sorts of different ethnicities, and kind of different genders as well. Although we would say we really want more men and boys to come out. So guys, maybe you can help me with that.
Yeah, it's interesting because, as you say that, we have to get rid of the stigma about therapy and the benefits of it. And Jamal and I know, as Black men, it's almost looked at as a sign of weakness. And at the end of the day, it's really strength to recognize that you need help and assistance and stuff like that. So I, kudos to the work that you're doing with this, because we need more initiatives like this.
Audience, if you have any questions or comments for Dr. Jade Templer, please send them through. We'll get through as many as possible. What do you have coming up that can really, that's going to be engaged in the community and allow people the opportunity to get involved and participate?
Sure. Well, again, we're really excited to say that Centennial Foundation believes in this project, so they've helped support it again this year, which is really important for us because what it means is it's free for the public. Which is massive because you don't always get tons of access to free therapy. So what we're offering is they're 3-hour workshops where you get to do, like we said, your own tree of life, bring it together to make a forest of life, think a bit about your storms, and then have a really lovely sort of containing end. And what we've got is we've got 2 public workshops coming up. So one is this Sunday, April the 28th from 1 till 4. That one is actually almost fully booked now. So we'd really encourage you, if you'd like to come to the following one, which is Saturday, May the 4th, 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And if you can't come to either of those dates, but you were really interested, please drop us an email anyway, and we might be able to squeeze you into one of our other community partnership workshops that we've got going on, because we've got another 4 of those. Our email is info@solstice.bm, or you can also call us on 292-3456. If you've got any questions or you want to sign up, please let us know. You can also just turn up, but it would help us out if we knew who was coming, more or less.
Alrighty. And where can people today, if they just say, you know what, I enjoyed that conversation with Dr. Jade Templer, where can they go for more information or to contact you to learn more? Because again, as Larry said, therapy and among Black men in particular is not looked upon as something of strength. Some people might just want to reach out in private, not comment live on the show. How can they contact you?
So exactly that email. So if you want to drop an email to info@solstice.bm and just say that it's for me, then they'll forward it on to me. I'm really happy to sort of take I can even call you back, or we can kind of have more of a private chat if that's helpful, or can kind of drop you an email so that we can kind of connect in that way.
Righty, Teresa Marie says, very interesting. Thanks, Dr. Templer. This is great. And before you go, what made you want to bring it to Bermuda? What does research tell you?
So there's tons of research about this approach that says it's really beneficial. So it started off in Southern Africa, and it's now spanning at least 13 countries around the world. They use it in the US, the UK, Canada, Brazil, Australia, Russia, all sorts of places. So there's lots of brilliant evidence coming out about the impact of this approach. And for me, again, that idea of its roots coming from Southern Africa is really important in Bermuda, where we've got a population of people from all over the world, but actually it feels like we need something that's more culturally appropriate than some of the other therapeutic approaches that sometimes we offer. I've used this around the world. So I was living for a long time in London, and I've lived in Latin America as well. And the idea is that this approach fits for everyone, in my experience. No matter your background, no matter the experiences you've had, we'd really want you to come out, especially if you've never done something like this, especially if you've never come to therapy, because it's a really nice way in. It feels safe because it's about strengths. You're not asked to share anything you don't want to. It doesn't really matter in a way what it is you put down. It's much more about you engaging with your own story of strength and being curious about where you're from and where you're going. So our role is just to help facilitate that reconnection with you and your community. And so for me, that's worked in any setting that I've worked in, and the community impact is so huge, and it makes you all feel, I still get goosebumps every workshop I run about this and every session I do. And I've done my own a million times. So it's really nice to keep redoing your trees as well.
I like what you said just now. It's about you engaging with your own story. I appreciate that for sure. Dr. Jade Templer, thank you so much for the conversation this morning. The information, very helpful. And audience, I'd encourage as many people to not just be a part of it, but encourage others to be a part of it. If you have any further information that we can share as time goes on, please just reach out. But thank you for making time for us this morning. And I'm sure we'll be chatting again soon.
Sure.
All right. Have a wonderful
Thank you so much. We hope to see you this coming Sunday, following Saturday.
All right. Have a great one. All right, Dr. Jade Templer, folks. If you appreciated today's conversation, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share it with your friends, your family, your colleagues. We're going to take a quick break, come back, and we will do the daily play and wrap it up. So don't go anywhere. Give us about a minute and 57 seconds.
April is National Child Abuse Prevention Month. Children depend on every single caring adult in our community to make sure they are safe from sexual harm. Keeping them safe not just in April, but every day. Whether you're a parent, a guardian, a grandparent, an aunt, an uncle, or a caregiver, we ask that you take just 3 hours out of your busy schedule to learn what you can do to make sure the precious children in your life are protected. They are worth it. Join the 13,000 SCARS certified adults by simply visiting our website to sign up for a free SCARS training session. Learn about online and body safety, how to protect them, and how to respond if they are harmed. This information is vital to their well-being and their future. Because they are children, it is our responsibility, Bermuda, to protect them. Visit scarsbermuda.com and learn what you can do to help the child in your life stay safe.
Considering the increasing challenges faced by financial institutions exasperated by market volatility, the need for insurance protection is a critical component of the risk management framework. At Friesenbrook, our priority is to safeguard your assets with the most optimal and cost-effective risk management cover. Therefore, we deliver a full suite of competitive insurance products to protect your business. Call us on 296-3600 to learn more about our broking services.
Take a look at our workwear for construction workers and tradesmen. Durable, stretchable in all the right places and plenty of options for tools and accessories. Pair with our wide range of tough and comfortable footwear, you can't go wrong. As you can see, Medical House really is a one-stop shop for everybody. We can't wait to see you.
See it all at our new expanded location on Bakery Lane.
All right. Thanks again to Dr. Jade Templer of Solstice for stopping by, having a rather important conversation, the tree of life therapy, a different approach to therapy. I think I like alternatives. I do. I think I like things that provide an alternative to things that people are hesitant about trying. So hopefully some people could get involved and engaged with what they have going on. Thanks again to the BAC group of companies, Medical House, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring that we can do this on a regular basis with you. It is time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia show. It's a remember when, and because Suzanne Ingham and many others have been asking for Bermuda-related questions, here's another Bermuda-related question. If someone gets the answer before Larry and it shows up on my screen, then that person will be entered into the draw with Stacey Ann Brown, who yesterday got entered. This is a remember when. Here is your question today. The 4 men known as the Wiggers were deported to Bermuda in what year? What was that?
2007. 2005. 2009. That's my last one.
All right. I mean, we should give him 1 year, and that's it. 1993.
No way. I knew it was you or Brown. I couldn't remember when the Cox regime started.
Yeah, it was Dr. Ewart Brown time. NTS 2010, close, but no cigar. Yeah, it was in, I thought it was 2010, but
initially I said 2009. In my mind, I was like, no, man, I think that's when Paula Cox took over. I couldn't remember.
She was taken over later that year.
Okay, that's what it was.
But I thought it was 2010, and I thought back, I'm like, no, it happened in 9.
That was a long time. It was a big kerfluffle too, right?
Yeah. So for those who don't remember that situation, the premier of the day at the time, Dr. Ewart Brown, had reached a secret deal with the United States Consul General at the time, and then Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, but did not involve the British government nor the governor. And it, at the time, based on my understanding, was a violation of Bermuda's constitution. So they were 4 men who were being held in Guantanamo Bay, which is the detention camp in Cuba. And part of, I guess Dr. Brown was saying at the time, the agreement was to improve relations with the United States, or, like a partnership. So yeah, those gentlemen, I don't necessarily know where they're at in life as of today, but they were
I believe last shot they got still in Bermuda.
okay. Yeah, they were captured in 2001 in Pakistan after fleeing American aerial bombardment in Afghanistan. So yeah, that I remember that 2009. Yeah, Manuela John says, "Are they still here?" And Suzanne Ingham says, "I couldn't remember the year, but I sure remember the tension it caused. Oh, it was an interesting time."
I actually watched the documentary they had at the BUEI at one point about it, and that story was very interesting. And they were there, and it was nice. You really learned about the individuals rather than just the situation.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm. Indeed. All right. Let's wrap it up. We had Maya. We were talking about, what it means for, her to cover Bermuda's team at the Olympics in Paris this year. And then obviously the conversation about Tree of Life therapy. What are final thoughts, Larry?
Yeah, extremely proud of Maya. Just thinking back, I knew Maya when she came to M1, exited with me at M3, seeing her as she has grown into adult to a colleague now, and she works hard. She is often she pulls out stuff with me. She's encouraged me to do my own content and stuff like that. So it's just come full circle. It was a no-brainer for me, and enjoy the moment. I didn't get to say that while she was here. I want her to enjoy the moment. Yes, it will take lots of work, but this is a moment that hopefully it's not once, because we want her to continue to the next few ones, right?
Yeah.
And with the Tree of Life therapy with Solstice, again, just lovely to know that alternative methods of therapy, and I appreciate that she said she wants to have it a bit more culturally relative, and I think that's important because we know a lot of our people do not want therapy, and that needs to shift.
Yeah. I definitely like Larry said, we're proud of Maya, but I want people to understand. I want people to be inspired by what she's doing. She's not resting on her laurels and happy with what she's achieved. She wants so much more, not just for herself, but for her community. And so I hope that people can find inspiration between how she's made herself more than a journalist. And I'm hoping that um, what she's able to do this year really keeps the community connected with Bermuda's athletes, something that we just didn't have before. I mean, Bermudians we had no connection. I mean, it's not like our athletes were shown during the Olympics on major television, right? During heats or whatnot. So I'm looking forward to how the Olympic Association and committee really pushes our athletes, not just during the Olympics, but leading up to the Olympics and the like. So this is a great opportunity for Maya, for the community, and for our athletes. As far as a Tree of Life therapy, I love different methods of therapy. I think, truth be told, they may not all know it or want to admit it, but all of us need some form of therapy. It could be physical therapy. It can be emotional, right? Our mental state. I think we become a bit more trustworthy when we've done some form of therapy. And, you know, I think we're getting to a place where we're getting closer to a place where therapy is not looked at as something that's wrong with us, rather than something that we want to change and be, help us be better individuals. All right, Larry, you got some daily inspiration for us?
I do, and because it's World Book Day, I'm going to drop a quote from an unknown author. A book is a gift you can open again and again.
Yeah, this is true. Got those books open, folks. Don't forget, we're going to start giving away some tickets tomorrow, folks. That QR code, you want to have your phones out, you want to be able to go to the contact page on our site and follow the instructions that we'll give you tomorrow for your chance to win tickets to this weekend's track and field event at the National Sports Center. I think it's called Dame Flora Duffy Stadium now. but you get my point. Don't forget to subscribe on our website, thedailyhour.com. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, Medical Lindos, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you. We love you. We thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. He's Larry Marshall Jr. I'm Jamel Hartman. Please do make it a safe and a great day. We are out. Peace.